Was that it? Is it time? Do I do the thing now? I think that's it, right? And hey there, friends. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it might be in your part of the world.
Greetings, my excellent friend.
It is so good to see you. My name is Jeff Fritz, and today is March 28th, 2024. We're gonna write a little bit of code today. How you doing there, chat room? I want to do something a little bit different today. I want to change things up. We've been working on Tags app for a while, but you know what? Let's do something a little bit different here. Let's have a little bit of fun. Always good to shake things up and go back and do some other projects, do something different. And that's where I want to go today. And I'm noticing, yeah, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter, gosh. I'm trying to make sure that I have uh my Azure Mask tool working. No. No. Are we going to delete code repositories? No. Not going to work on Tamil. Sorry. My gosh, there's a throwback. Nope. Um, Let me head over. Let's say hello to the chat room. They're right over here. Hello, hello. We're broadcasting live on YouTube and Twitch. Let's say hello to our friends here. Scroll up there. Good morning, Napalm, Robert, Stefan. Hello, hello. Fail to connect. Good morning to you. Wonderball is here from YouTube. How you doing there? Johan with the resub, 63 months. Thank you so much for 63 months with us. My goodness. Manoj, how you doing there? Bullseye, hello to you. You read on Twitter? I'm going to do a search engine. Sounds awesome. Yeah, we're gonna use Azure AI search. I already have an index. I already have a service provisioned. I want to add capabilities. I want to add another index to it, and then I want to populate it. Finally, I want to have it return relatable content for the C# in the Cards website. We're 11 episodes into that series. It's been 2 weeks since I released an episode, and it's grinding on me that I need to record an episode. But it's been a tough week here. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. So we're gonna get that set up because now I'm at a point with that number of episodes, and I'm really building reference material. Not as much lessons, but reference material. Hey, I need to go learn about this. There's a video and a polyglot notebook to teach you all about it. So I want you to be able to search the website at the website and get relevant responses coming back. I think that'll be very cool and something fun to add that itself is a lesson that I think we can turn into more YouTube video, blog content, all that stuff. So let me get some music playing here in the background. I'm going to go with the Stream Beats EDM playlist today. Well, sure, let's do this. This is the default preset. There it is. This is music that's DMCA free, royalty free. Listen to it wherever you'd like. Big thanks to Harris Heller and his team of creators for making this music we're listening to today. There's all kinds of genres available, not just EDM or synthwave. There's R&B, there's rock, there's even holiday music. Check it out. Streambeats.com. All right. I still have lots of copyright warnings on YouTube that I need to go back and fight for that. Like, oh, how annoying. Did I see Metalama from the Post Sharp folks? No, have not. What is Metalama? Do you have a link you can share? So let me get my gunners on here and we'll get ramped up for today's stream. Right. Yeah, there we go. So, last .NET Rocks episode? The last .NET Rocks episode. I thought the last one... No matter. API observability. I did not listen to this one. It's been a while since I've listened, actually. Holy crow. I listened to the gRPC update, I think was the last one from the beginning of February, so I'm a couple episodes back. Um, yeah, I'll have to take a listen. Dealing with poorly documented APIs that need updates but no breaking changes. Neat. That's pretty cool. Yeah, so the idea that I want to go after today is I've got all this content that I'm building, that I'm writing. I don't want to hand off search to one of the big search engines for folks to crawl and interact with. It kind of defeats the purpose of coming to my site and searching on my site. And quite frankly, some of them have turned off that site scope embedded searching. So let's put our own little search in there. Anchor's Way, yes, I've got it kind of appropriate given the incident in Baltimore and the Seattle Kraken hat. AOP with Rosalind instead of Reflection. Nice. The UK long weekend starts very shortly. Nice. You wrote an 8-bit music player in C. Why? Why would you do that? I'm willing to bet that I'm not going to be able to get API keys out of this without it actually showing things. Keys, there it is. Oh no, they hide it. Oh, that's nice. That's nice that they obey common security practices. But yeah, the mask tool doesn't work anymore. Okay, great. That's wonderful. You were bored and you had a computer. Well, to each their own. Let me take you over to the Linux laptop, and we'll get into the topic here today and start talking through this project. It's Minimal March. It's that month where we spend the entire month coding at the command line, and I'm even using a Linux laptop because I want to make sure you know you don't need to use a single Microsoft thing to be productive with .NET. It's just that special. It's just that much out of the box thinking from these folks. So I've been working on a website for this that is a companion for the YouTube series C# in the Cards. This is a replay, a reimagining of the initial C# with C# Fritz video series that I was doing over on the Visual Studio channel. Apologies if folks were looking for me there yesterday. I did not complete writing the script and samples for that episode, and I thought, you know what, instead of just trying to wing it, let's just park it for now. We'll come back to it in 2 weeks when I'm back in town. Next week I'm in the Caribbean. I'm in Puerto Rico speaking at an event. It is not live streamed, however. I will live stream Thursday morning from there. That's the plan. Tuesday I will not be able to stream because that's when I get my flight. So I'm going to try and stream Monday morning. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. So this is the video series that we've been running with. And it's got 11 episodes, and there's a little pager thing here where you can click up at the top and see all of the lessons on one page right now. Eventually this is going to need a pager on it because there'll be just too many to display at once, and it'll become a little overwhelming, and folks will want to be able to use the pager. So that pager component that you see here, it's a component. I can pick that up and drop that on other pages. No big deal. So, except for .NET being a Microsoft thing, no, it's right. It's been donated to the .NET Foundation, and anybody can contribute to it. So, and there are other organizations that build tools, frameworks, runtimes for it. So that's a pretty cool thing that's available. However, most customers, most folks just look to Microsoft for features. Is that using CSS Grid? I remember. I don't know why I opened that instead of F12. Let's dock you on the left side so that it's easier for folks to see. You can't zoom unless there we go. Holding the function key instead of the control key. And the question is the pager is that div? Oh, that's just no. That's fine. No, it's using Bootstrap Grid, not which in more recent versions it's a flex display. So yeah, it's Bootstrap. So all right, let's dig in here because each one of these lessons is a bit of markdown underneath the covers that gets rendered with a YouTube video up top and then a whole bunch of text down here, but this text isn't searchable unless you go out to Google, DuckDuckGo, Bing, and I've got a little pager that I wrote down here so that you can go previous lesson, right? Next lesson, and when you get somewhere into the middle of the lessons, it shows first lesson, most recent lesson, previous lesson, next lesson, and it shows you that information. That is flex display in that little pager thing. So you were able to pull a video and get full text in Whisper in Python. Nice, there you go. That's great. Congratulations, Eric. I'm happy for you. So I want to take all of this text and push it into an Azure AI search engine. Azure AI search. Oh, why'd I open another one? Azure AI search pricing. Yeah, that thing. So there's a free tier here that you can store 50 megabytes in and get 3 indexes. Costs nothing. So I already have one of these up, and actually the Q&A bot that runs in chat bounces off of this. We're going to end up rewriting a chunk of that and updating its index where it gets its data. But there are tools and libraries available in C# that we can use to connect and interact with that. Smirking Squiggly.
_squiggly just resubscribed for 12 months. 1 year with sharp threads.
12 months. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that year. Yeah, it updated on Twitch. It updated your subscriber badge. Now you got a propeller on the hat. Thank you so much for your support. Really appreciate that. I need to get more of those badges created because we've got folks that are beyond the maximum number of months that I've allocated so far. Anyways, so there's an API out here. Create a search client, and you can use it to query to bounce off of that index. Specify the index name. Here's my key. And I can search across text query fields, right? So I'm going to load up those documents for each one of those pages and search across them. So, vector search is an information retrieval technique, overcomes the limitations of traditional keyword-based search. I don't think, is that available? Doesn't say. Image extraction, semantic ranker. No, I'm not going to do any of that stuff. Okay. So I'm just going to load this up. Now I need to configure an indexer so that it can get that content and load in there. So how do I index that HTML? Well, here's the thing. It is here. In root posts. There's my markdown for these things. So I have the markdown. I don't have the HTML. And if you watched last week's Blazer Puzzle podcast over on the Blazer Puzzle YouTube, blazerpuzzle.com, Carl and I showed exactly the problem that we solved with this. We've already recorded the episode that's coming out tomorrow, so we've already chosen a winner. It's okay if I share the findings and what we learned in this. So if we take a look here at the website, components, pages, yep, lesson details, Razor. It outputs the content right here on line 49. Okay. Right there. So I want to index and grab that content and put it into the search index. The search indexer doesn't know how to work with Markdown. It does know how to work with text, but I'd really rather just give it the full HTML and just let it figure it out, you know? So Azure AI Search Indexer. Right, so the first thing I need to do is I need to create an indexer and get stuff loaded into there, right? Indexers target supported data sources, and indexer configuration specifies a data source and a search index. Several sources, such as Azure Blob Storage, have more configuration properties specific to that content type. So I've got a couple different ways that I can do this. I can set up multiple data sources, or I can point to one of these sources and just load my rendered HTML into there. Now, I could just do the markdig render of the page and just push the content into, say, Azure Blob Storage, or push it into Azure Table Storage, along with some other metadata about where that page came from. Eric says, I'm going to be parsing some help pages. Could you use Playwright, go to page, and then do a page get text? You could. Absolutely, you could. I want this to run outside the HTML to build the index, because the HTML that gets rendered runs as part of the website, right? That rendering process. And when I build and deploy the Markdown, I don't want to... I want to kind of automate that. As when I go to add lesson 12, okay, put the Markdown in and have it detect, pick up that Markdown, turn it into HTML, and go update the index. So part of me thinks I could use Azure Table Storage. Put the HTML in there and let it read and analyze that. So document cracking, field mapping, skill set execution, output. So when the document is a file with embedded images, indexers can open files from Azure Blob Storage. So I don't want it so much to open a file, but I want it to read the HTML and do something with that. Indexers require a data source object to provide connection string and possibly credentials. Okay, that's not too bad. Hey there, Alu the Crow. Azure Table Storage is pretty neat. It is, yeah. Yep. It doesn't have the highest performance, but for just tossing stuff in there and letting it sit and have very low cost for interacting with it, yeah. the cost to write content into Azure Table Storage and Azure no, Azure Blob Storage is higher cost to write into. Azure Table Storage you can write to a little bit less. Cosmos DB has the table API. Yep. I don't think I need that much power. How you doing, Nalian? I don't think I need that much power. I've got 11 documents. I have 11 documents right now. And, right, if I go down into that, oh, darn it. Show me the file sizes. The file sizes literally are less than 10K. The largest one there is 11K. So I'm forecasting to have about 50 episodes here. So, right, 50 episodes, we're talking 500K. Let's be generous, a megabyte. Hey there, Warmer Meerkat, welcome. So, like, when you think about that much data, it should search through that really, really quick. So, why not? Which is the least expensive database option on Azure? That's a great question. There is a free SQL Server instance. There's a free Cosmos DB instance. So, like, those are all really easy to use. There's capacity limits and processing limits, but that's okay. I don't care. Take your time. I'm getting it for free. Oh, there is. It will use Markdown. Okay, that wasn't on there when I looked. Well, it was just updated March 26th. When I looked 2 weeks ago, that wasn't on there. It was HTML. Okay. Using your data, text. Where, right? Oh, come on. That's the name. Literally, that's the title. And it can't find it. You're worrying me here. Azure AI search using your data text. There it is. Like, so what does it suggest we do? Azure AI search, Azure Cosmos, Azure Blob Storage preview. Upload files. What if we use Azure Blob Storage? Schedule automatic index refreshes. Yeah. If the document is deleted from the input blob container, the corresponding chunk index records won't be removed. So how do you remove them? Add a data source using Azure AI Open AI Studio. Why are you making me use another tool? Under selector add data source, select index or schedule, and choose the refresh cadence you would like to apply. After data ingestion is set to a cadence other than once, create a schedule equivalent to blah, blah, blah. Okay. So, can I just upload them? Azure AI Search is like Elasticsearch. Yep. If you log a SQL query, would it help you to see what indexes should you create? Yes. And if you're using SQL Server, it will detect that you're running queries frequently that don't have indexes, and it will recommend indexes for you. Yep, that's right. Robert Zeffen even chimes in and says that further on in chat. Ah, look at that. You hear DNS makes for a good key value database. Cut that out. Somebody was saying, folks were saying that the c#fritz.com domain, well, helps if you spell it right, was taking a little bit of time to respond. I complained to the name cert, and that looks like it's working now. So, yeah. How my data is ingested? Yes. How? How is it ingested? I want to be able to map some fields, like what's the lesson number for these things, so that I know which page to bring back to say here's. Let's see. Currently, these assets are indexers, indexes, data sources, a custom skill. Data is read from the input container. Contents are opened and chunked into small chunks. Maximum of 1024 tokens each. Service calculates the vector representing. The output is stored in the chunks container created. Okay. Deploy to a Copilot or web app. Azure OpenAI web app? What is Azure OpenAI web app? Okay, so it's a website with just a giant chat bot there. No. Use Azure OpenAI on your data securely. No. It's all publicly accessible. I'm creating a search engine on a website. No. Funny you should say that, Napalm. I had somebody in marketing debate me on that. Hey, so what AI features are we going to build for product X, Y, and Z? And their response was, well, do we really need AI for that product? Really? Really? Do we work for the same company? Because I don't think you're seeing what the company's doing. I don't think you're playing on the same team as the rest of us. There's 100,000 other people in this company that get the message. Where were you? No, it's not that they were getting tired of it. They're like, do we really need that? Setting chunk size, whatever. Limit responses, retrieve document. Strictness, system message, whatever. Potential usage patterns. Prompt engineering, maximum response. So, I just want to put a fork in this one right here. Because this is what I think we're going to be updating the hat detection script to use. I think we're getting there. Streaming data, token usage estimation. No. No, I'm not. Hang on. This is Azure OpenAI. I'm not indexing it with that.
Now we know.
And knowing is half the battle.
It's my Kraken Space Needle hat. Hey, PC nerd. Quantum artificial, general artificial intelligence. What am I doing? Nothing. Nothing at all. Nothing to see here. Everybody hide. Ahmed wants to know what we're doing. Hide. We're gonna add a search engine to the C# in the cards website. Should be a pretty quick task, but I want to add a little search bar right here so you can key in and say, "Hey, I want to learn about string interpolation. Fantastic. You key in string interpolation, you key in strings, whatever it is that you want to search for, and it will bring that back some sort of result set that shows you in these lessons, here's the thing that we can do. Yes, display none. Everybody hide. How you doing, Ahmed? I hope you're having a great day. Okay. Yeah, where's Fritz? Wow. That's pretty good. The bot actually got that answer right. So, yeah. So if I were to tell it, yeah, see, so this is Azure AI search, indexing whole files. Supported document formats. This is the one I was looking at. This doesn't support Markdown. So, right, this is where this is where I think we need to do just a little bit of research, a little bit of work on this. So, where's HTML? Metadata, content encoding, content type, language, description, keywords, title. So if I put HTML documents in there for it to index, what are the chances that my search bar will be more useful than Google, Bing, DuckDuckGo? You can't do that and embed it on your website. Those websites don't support that anymore. You can't search Google and have it embed results in your website. Same thing with DuckDuckGo and Bing. They've all removed that functionality. I thought the same thing. That, hey, let's just bounce off of that. So, can I just treat the MD file as simple plain text? I wanted to try HTML just to see if there was something that the indexer picks up that's a little bit more interesting. But if we tell it to index the HTML, how do I tell it? Well, here's the URL where that came from. No, they don't. No. Embed Google search on your website. It's not just a thing like you have to implement. I started going through and trying to do this, you see, way back in January. Right, look, there's a search engine ID. And you can't tell it to search. Right, sites to search, I told it search only this. Sites to exclude, and you can control the look and feel, the members. And I forget, there was something about this. It carries ads. The first things that'll appear in your search results are ads. And you can pay to turn that off. But I don't want somebody else advertising running ads like that in the middle of my search results. Like, when you search my website, I don't want the first page of results to be advertisements to go somewhere else on Google. Don't get me wrong, at some point I may put ads on the website. At some point I might. When you search and you want, right, when you're over here searching on the Learn website, right? I don't know. Right, ASP.NET Core, right? And I tell it to search. I don't want the first page of results, even though they're awful results here that have absolutely nothing to do and don't have the title that I'm actually looking for in the documentation. Like, give me something that starts with ASP.NET. I don't want the first page to be advertisements to go to somebody else's website. That's kind of counterproductive to me giving you the ability to search and stay on my website and view my content as authoritative. So they do offer it, but I'm not paying to turn off advertising on my website. Right? Like programmable search element paid API. Right? Pricing. $5 per 1,000 ad-free search element queries. Like, that doesn't sound like a lot. Like, I wouldn't mind paying that now. Sure. $5 for high-quality Google search results? Okay. However, each time somebody presses that search button, I'm being charged. Wait a sec. This might be hard to believe, but I do have enemies on the internet. And they could very easily set something up that just hammers that search button and charges me hundreds of dollars, thousands of dollars. That's dangerous to me. To me. Versus, I'm going to write a little bit of code here today. We're going to learn how to do a couple things and just present content. Couldn't I just iterate the locations? That's exactly what I'm going to do. Yes. That's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to iterate through the locations in the sitemap and either grab those documents and throw them into the Azure Search Index. So, but I want to see what can I add. Supported document formats, blob indexing and SharePoint. So that's for blob indexing, one to many. It generates a blob or file as a single search document. If you want a more granular representation, when you use these new search documents that emerge must have unique document keys, and a problem arises in determining where that value comes from. The blob indexer generates an Azure search document key that uniquely identifies each child search document. Okay. So, okay. Yeah. So it ends up with some goofy ID over here. Well, specify the index key field in your data, assuming the same index definition is set to JSON lines. No. No. I want to create the indexer, point it to a supported data source. I'm going to point it to a blob storage somewhere. And I want to tell it to read HTML files. Let's try and do some of that. Files. An indexer generally creates one search document for each file. Sometimes depending on the file type, the indexer can sometimes parse one file into. Yeah. Okay. No. Prepare a data source. So Azure Blob Storage. Prepare an index. Create a search index. Set up a fields collection and field attributes. So maybe if I name the fields after the lesson numbers, and maybe I map the title into one of those fields. Run the index or check results. So can I grab meta tags and put that down, right? Put them down as fields in the index. That would be cool. Define field mappings. Okay. One-to-many data paths, no. Source field, target field, mapping function. So I can use the .NET SDK to give it field mappings. Why? No. No. Like, I want to reach into an HTML file and rip out a meta field. You know? Document key lookup. No. Decode blob metadata. So I could add blob metadata and have it read and bring some of that back. Right, like I could put the title of the lesson and the full URL of the lesson as blob metadata, right? Let's test it out. So here's my search index that I do have available. I'm going to find, I think I have a blob storage somewhere. Yeah, storage accounts. What do I got? I got a lot. That's too many. Let's try this one. Because my blog doesn't use that much storage. Yeah. Like, I can add another container here and no big deal. So if I create an let's try and create an indexer and see what happens. Name C# in the cards. Sure. Index. I can't say new index. Hey, look! AZ mask is kind of not working. I guess I need to create an index first. Data source. No available items. Okay, so I'm clearly not at the right place to get started. Add index. Yes. Yo-yo. Hello. Welcome. You were using HTML agility pack to parse web pages to help you build a statistics database. Oh, nice. Yeah, if you know the structure, you can pull data out. Right. My thinking is I can put objects into when I go to upload the HTML for my lesson pages and I put them into blob storage, I can create some metadata fields that contain that content. Hey there, welcome. Dear Lord, can you give me like a thing here? Existing data source, yes please. Azure blob storage, data source name, Fritz blog fine. Blob container. I don't know. Content and metadata. Sure. Parsing mode default. Okay, default. Subscription. Sure, that looks good. Connection string. Choose an existing connection. This one. Okay, now I get to pick a container. Yes, give me a container. Cool. C# in the cards. Lessons. Let's just say C# in the cards. Because maybe I add some other content in there also. No, private. Advanced. I don't care about encryption. Go. And I want this one. Okay, blob folder. What? To just include the blobs inside a specific folder. Yeah. I gave you a container, just go get everything inside that one. Okay. Description. Index the content for C# in the cards. Sounds good. Add cognitive skills, optional. It doesn't look optional. I need to go through it anyway. Why are you giving me a star? I chose an existing connection. Go. Go. I mean, clearly I've got... Okay. Maybe because I created that stuff on the fly as I came into it. Okay. Maybe let's create a document first, so it has something. So we have something to look at. Maybe that's a good way to start. So let's go over here. I'm going to choose. Let's choose this episode. Hey, I know that guy. Yeah, let's just save this. Hey, look, Reddit. And let's call this 3.html, right? And let's do this. Wow, look at all that stuff. No. I don't need to look further at it. So back over here, let's upload a document. Yeah, browse. I don't need the other files. I just need 3HTML. Yep. Advanced. Yes, please. Sure. Block size. Not even, man. Not even. Sure. Use existing default container scope. Yes. And there it is. Cache control, content type, good. There. See the metadata at the bottom? So let's give this a metadata C# title. My thinking is I want to be able to search these also. Not search, but I want to be able to return these, right? In the result set from the search index, so that I can then link you appropriately to those various locations. All right, so I've got metadata created now about about that document. Now let's go back and try and import data. I've got one document. I want to be able to get it to work. Yes, this is where Fritz doxes himself because Microsoft loves me. So Azure Blob Storage. So I called it Fritz Blog Storage. Sure. Content and metadata. Yes. Parsing mode. Sure. Looks good. Connection string. Choose an existing connection. That one. And I want that container. Yes. Go get it. Good. All right. No blob folder. Away we go. Do it. Validating. All right. Attach AI services. Like what? Add enrichments. No. Target index. Here we go. Index name. No. We're going to call this C# in the cards. Ah, thank you. Key. Metadata storage pet. Sure. That's... Can actually... I can make the key the URL. Yeah, tokens and subscription all appear in the open. Yep. It's at this point that Fritz realized he needs to shut up and not tell you anything more about the arguments that he had with folks about that. Right, what pricing tier am I putting this on? Free! It's 500 kilobytes. I've got up to 50 meg in the free search index. So, free. Hey, Mom. Look, Mom's here, friends. Hello. Great to see you. That's Mom. Thanks so much, Mom. Great to see you. Content, sure. Title, yes. We need to be able to retrieve the title as well. Yeah, make the title searchable, too. Why not? Why not? Yeah. All right. Looks good. Right, so the key is the URL. The URL will always be unique. So, right, I'll be able to pull that back. The indexer. Let's call this... Right? Look, Mom, I'm building a search index. That's not what we're going to call it, right? Look, Mom, we're building a search indexer. No. There we go. Schedule. Sure, check it hourly. That's fine. Track deletions? Yes. Soft delete column. What? Have a column is deleted and mark this true, but it's a blob. I guess not. Where did that come from? Go back. I don't know what that is, but go get it. Sure, you can search that too. I don't know what it is, but sure. Um. Yeah. I said hourly. I'd really like to do that, but it doesn't look like whatever. Base 64 encode keys. Yeah, that's fine. Content and metadata parsing mode default. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Sure. So there's one document in there. It should index it, and we should have something. Would you like to get rewarded for sharing your experience with Azure AI Search? I am sharing it. Anyways. All right, so let's look at the indexes. There it is. No documents. Has this run yet? 16 seconds ago, doc succeeded 1. Yay! Great! Where'd it go? There's nothing here. Succeeded. Fantastic. It took 14 seconds. 14 seconds. That's a really long time. No errors. Okay. Then what happened? Okay, I guess it did something. Is it like... Go back into the search indexes. There's nothing there. Yes, run it now. Hey, Chris Jones. 100 milliseconds. Didn't find any new documents. Okay. Didn't put any documents in the index. Oh, there we go. No. 0 documents. What is this thing? Whatever. So now what? Well, there it is. And there's the content. So let's search for operators. Like, right? How do I forget how to write these. Sure. Found it. There's the title, the URL, and the metadata title. Oh. Right, so if I say math, it still finds it. If I say string, class, foo, still finds it. But the search score's changing, right? Right, operator, it finds it 106. Right, foo, 0.59. It's also not giving me any context where it finds it. Yeah, I remember that, Keyboard Cowboy. Yeah. Technically, you do have that with Google Drive and OneDrive and Dropbox. Right? Like, really, it found basic? I'm trying to think of something that's not going to be in there. Like, yeah. Okay, so I've clearly got a way that I can upload and put documents, and it'll find it and index it and put it out here. When I do my searching, right, so there's the indexer. With or without operators. Okay. Count, order by. Search field, select. Okay. This feels easy enough to load content into. How do I load content into it, though? I want to generate these HTML files, give them that little bit of those meta tags to load up. So that'll get you into. Right, that'll get my documents loaded. And I could do a simple for each across. And interact with that. Taking a peek, keeping an eye on things. Yeah, we're good. So I could just grab the HTML from the page and load it up. I could just write a little, as was suggested earlier, just write a little app that grabs the sitemap, goes over the locations, and downloads HTML for those and uploads them. Could do that. Would be pretty easy to do. But the Blazor rendering engine is part of ASP.NET. So I need the website running in order to do this. If I want to automate this, this is going to need to run after the website is deployed. Right, when I push new content. So let's build a little console app that will grab sitemap XML and push that content into the indexer, and then we can build on the other side that page that'll do the actual searching and retrieving content. So I've got about 2 hours here left on the stream today, so let's do some of this. So .NET New, let's make this a console application. And I'm going to output this as C# in the cards. And let's call this indexer. Okay. Let's add that to my solution. So when some schmo that's working in Visual Studio Code or Visual Studio wants to open and work with this as a solution, not a cool editor like Vim, they can find the content. Do I still have it here? I was going to add an effect. Where is it? Yeah. You can't see this, but you can hear what it's going to do. I'm going to add that effect as something that you'll be able to see on stream when I'm searching for things. So you might know the meme that came from. So I think it'll be funny to say the least. Silence? Yeah, surely you heard the tones there. Where was I? Okay, so I'm going to jump into common. No, not common. No. Indexer. There it is. And let's start working on program. So I need to get the sitemap, read the sitemap, look at the list of files that are there. I need to get a key for blob storage. Run through the contents of what is there. Oh, the crickets? The crickets are there. That's a sound effect that I knew. Right? I'm nearly positive you can trigger. Or maybe I'm wrong. No, it's not there. More stuff to consider and add. Yeah, there's a bit of a revamp that I need to do here. All right. Hey, that's great. So sitemap is going to be it's the only HTTP client. No, I'm going to need multiples. New HTTP client. Sitemap response equals client dot. Oh, here we go. Right, I need HTTP client. Is it get as string async? Is that the syntax I'm looking for? Get string async. Yeah. Client get string async. Here we go. HTTPS C# in the cards com sitemap XML. And I want to read that into an XML document. So I have the string, I'll load it into an XML document, and I'll find the locations. So I can do some link to XML and just iterate over that. So let's just, for right now, console write line. Found sitemap. Console right line. Sitemap response. Okay. So that should return. Cool. So I've got my content. Let's load this into an XML document so that I can do a for each across the URLs. Grab that location because this automatically gets updated and generated when I publish the website. So after the website is published, to run this little indexer, it'll have the new entries in here, and the rendered HTML will exist. So I'm literally using the same HTML that's delivered and in the browser that you're reading when you navigate to the site. I like this. This makes sense to me. So how do I load that into an XML document? Right? I don't do XML documents much with C# anymore. So C# load XML document. Right? Yep, there we go. XML document.load. Great. Yeah, I want to load a string because I've got the string. It's very small. And that will, well, that it's a file name. No, I don't want to. From the specified URL. Well, can I just point the XML document at sitemap XML and it load it? Show me an example. Show me an example. Maybe, okay, maybe don't show me an example. Maybe just act dumb and make me think you have something there. Okay, so I can still leave XML, the HTTP client there, but let's change this. And let's say just sitemap. I don't think I need to actually await this, right? I don't know where that is yet, but over here, new XML document, right? That feels, and then can I say sitemap.load? And then can I say sitemap dot XML? Isn't that a thing? Type or namespace XML document. So, right, XML documents in. Here we go. System.xml. All right, fine. Using system XML. You can go away. Run that. I know it doesn't have examples anymore. XML document does not contain a .xml. Okay. Inner XML. Isn't there an outer XML also? No, but I can do inner XML. Do it again. Nice. Okay, so we found it. It loaded it, and we've got the content. And I noticed it eliminated the XML document, right? It's using the old XML DOM technology. So all the spaces and tabs, all the white space has been removed. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. I could probably use last mod. To kind of provide some checking interaction here. For right now, let me just go through the URLs and grab the locations off of those. So right? Link to XML. This used to be a thing. Yeah. Right? It's an XML programming interface. I know. So purchase order descendants item. Yes, I want method syntax. So okay. Okay. So let's try and break some things. We know this works, right? So I can delete those. Can we say locations equals sitemap dot document element? No, wait a sec. Reload that. Leave that found sitemap in there. Or let's go after this. Right? Prove we have the sitemap. Okay. Locations equals, can I say sitemap dot document element dot descendants, right? Because the document element is here, URL set. Descendants will be the URLs. Can I use an XML serializer to map it to XML objects? Too much work. It's literally these two element attribute objects. Just load it up, right? I should be able to do this very simply here, right? So descendants should get me the URL objects, right? If let's make this look a little more proper .NET-ish, right? Descendants, oh, and it wants a element name. It looks like, right? Which was Earl? Is that right? Earl set, Earl, yeah. Okay. Can I then say select, I forgot the period there. What do we got? I don't want to create an XML tree. So what if I did view dot descendant LOC? Forgot the one of those. To array. For each var location in locations console right line location. I fully expect this isn't going to work. Yeah. XML element does not contain definition for descendants. I have a typo. It should be an A. No. So query results as parameters to X element and X attribute object constructors. X element dot load, and then it was the path. So let's change that from XML document to X element, right? Which actually X element, right? See what happens. X element does not exist. Ugh. Where's X element? System XML link. Using system XML link. Try it again. Ooh, X element does not contain a definition for inner XML. Okay. I can say document.innerXML. Do I have to say .value there? Just cut that off at the pass. X document does not contain a definition for inner XML. Okay, so I'm in X document. Yeah, what are my properties? I can't get a representation of what this thing looks like. The declaration, the document, which is the same thing. First node, last node, next node, node type, parent, previous node, root. Save, write it to an XML writer. Oh, there we go. Returns the indented XML with a toString. And there's more there for me to figure out. X element does not contain document. Yes, it does. Oh. Why not, sir? Too much work. Too much work. And I get to learn something along the way here. So, hey. Do that. X element for descendant. Okay. So, back one. I'm in X element. Descendant nodes, descendants. Element gets the first child element with the specified name. Null reference exception. Nice. Line 9. Sitemap document toString. Really? Cool. So I got it to restart and give me the same content that I originally had. There's the sitemap. So, sitemap descendants URL. Let's get rid of the select for right now. Found locations dot length. Here we go. Found 0 locations. Terrific. Earl set. No. So I'm in an XML element. This is going to bother me. Thank you. I'm in an X element. And this went through and said descendants and then item. Can you show me the XML that you're referencing there, friend? No. No. Yeah, it's a forgotten API that I feel like is useful. Yeah, Earl set. So am I in Earl set or not? Evidently not, because it doesn't see that. What properties do I have here? Name. Current element. Sitemap dot name. Oh, okay. It's on the declaration, and then it's on the Earl set. Okay. So I was right. Going straight to descendants URL. Okay. And if I run that, 0 locations. Just curious. Yeah, this is when Visual Studio is extremely helpful. So that says it's an X element, but it said that there were... that there were 0. Hey there!
Cranberry Wine just resubscribed for 4 months. Hey, have a good stream.
Thank you so much, Cranberry Wine. Great to see you. And I'll make another donation to the American Cancer Society. Yeah, did talk about using XML document. I'm trying to use... I thought I would be able to use XML to link really quickly here and just speed link across it. And have literally 4 lines of code and I've got all the locations. But it's a forgotten technology from a long time ago. If I go sitemap Earl, well, hang on. Using I'm sorry, sitemap element. Well, the element gets the first one. If I say elements, what does that look like? It says X name. So let's try that. Let's try that. Right? No. I don't need to show this right now. Yeah. In XML tree is lemon sauce. Hello.
Lemon Sork 3 just resubscribed for 6 months.
Good to see you. Thank you so much. And I'll make another donation to the American Cancer Society. Shoot. If I go up to the document, right, can I get yeah, if I say descendants, it should get them. Is it not getting it because of the namespace? Is it not getting it because of the namespace? Right, like, yeah, I'm on X element now. It wants an X name. For more information, see work with XML with namespaces. I want to tell it to ignore the namespaces. Yeah. So it's a global namespace that's on this. Right there. So, right? Just like that. In root elements. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm seeing. So we have to create the namespace and jam it on there. That's annoying. X namespace. X namespace. Whatever. I don't know what AW is, but sure. And it's this bit right here. No. 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 Come on. There it is. I knew it. I knew it was there somewhere. Okay, so I'm going to say elements AW plus that child. Come on. $15 locations. Okay. So now let's do this select. See what we get. Okay. Getting there. I want to grab just the lesson entries. So where u dot element aw loc dot value contains and there's just my lessons. Got it. All right. So I have my locations. Next step. Right? We learned something. You learned something. So I don't need this anymore. Don't need that. Don't need this. Don't need that. And don't need the rest of that. Okay. I was right. It ended up being 7 lines of code. Not even. It was 4 lines of code to get everything out of the sitemap. Actually, 3. The sitemap, the namespace, and then the select of the locations. Like, okay. Now I need the HTTP client to go get each one of those documents. Eventually, I may want to filter on location, on last update, right? But I want to get each one of those, download the HTML, and prepare it to upload to Azure Blob Storage. So a for each across those, not terrible, right? I don't even really need to save them to disk. I can just keep them in a stream that I'll use the Azure Blob Storage client to just push, right? I'll just have a memory stream and just say, okay, copy this memory stream up, right? So let's add, I'm going to write a method here that does nothing. Yeah, public async task upload lesson. I don't know. Stream lesson HTML. String title. String source URL. I think those were the few things that we had, right? And I'm just gonna return in here for right now. I'll write this in a bit. We'll figure that part out, right? So thank you. Is it pronounced dung? Appreciate that. So let's do a for each across the locations and use our HTTP client to go get that string. Actually, we can get it as get as a stream. Yeah. So for each var location in locations. Result stream equals HTTP client get stream async, and I need to do an await on that. Okay. Right, that works, doesn't it? HTTP client does not exist. Oh, I just called it client. No, fine, I'll call it HTTP client. Here we go. Didn't output anything, but did it actually get anything? I don't know. Console right line got stream for location with length result streamed length. Method is not supported. It was a property. If it's a stream, right? Stream class. I thought we had a length. So you're telling me not supported. Feels bad, man. Do I have to say, okay, hang on, let's... No. That one. Methods. Get stream async. That's a handy bit of documentation right there. Returns a system IO stream. Yeah. Will complete after the response headers are read. Does not read nor buffer the response body. Okay. So that should be a completed stream sitting there. Or do I try copying it into Sure, let's do can seek here. Okay, so it got all of them, and so let's copy that into a memory stream because I need to be able to upload it. So go back one, back another one, back another one. Yeah, copy to another stream. Right? New memory stream. Result stream. Copy to memory. That should work. Mem position equals 0, right? There we go. Oh, man. Right, now go over here, and now I can say mem length, rerun it. There we go. So each one's what, 15 to 30K? And we're gonna have about 50 of these, right? So 1.5 meg eventually. Like, fine. Cool. All right, so it's in a memory stream. So now I can call upload lesson. And I would pass in mem. Don't know what the title is yet. And the source URL is location. How do I get the title? I could write a regular expression and use that to grab the title. Right? Ugh. Good idea. Put a using in front of that var so that we make sure we dispose of it. Right? So, nah, regex is all good. So .NET regex. Can I run that against a stream, or do I need to read out the text of the stream? Don't want to do a replace. Yeah, I'm going to have to copy this into a string. Not terrible, right? Should probably put a using on that one also. Can I say new stream reader? Read to end. Can Can I do that? Evidently I can, but what did I get? No need to have it run and hit the thing every time. Spelled it wrong. Of course I did. Memory stream, we don't need to. Cool. So now I have the string, so I can reach in and grab the title tag. There it is. Okay. Regex tester. Get title from HTML. I bet you there's one already here. Top answer. Is that? Yeah. So, right, I don't want to, I want to grab the capture the value. So, I'm not replacing, I don't want to identify. No. So I've got a pattern. I have the input. We should have one match. Cool. So I want to grab regex.matches. I know I'm going to need, yeah, system text regular expressions. It's not even matches, it's just match. No, probably need matches so it returns a collection. My input, which is going to be as string. My pattern. Just go with that. I realize I'm generating that regex pattern each time. Yeah, I forgot the using statement, darn it. Using system text regular expressions. I love regular expressions. They're so nice. They like make things easy to do. Okay, it gives me a match collection back. Dot value. Build failed. First or default. Got it. Now I don't want the value, I want the inner capture that it grabbed. So I want is it match groups 1.value? Come on. There it is. Let's trim any extra text, any extra blank space off of that. And get rid of the period at the end. What? There we go. Terrific. So now I've got the title of it. I'm going to grab this regex pattern and just put it up here. Cool. I don't really need to do this console write line. So now I've got 2 lines of regex that will get the title. Let's rename this to title. No. No. There we go. And away it goes. Regular expressions were found on the crashed ship at Roswell. See that? Even aliens use regular expressions. All right. So I've got my regular expression. I've got the title. I've got the URL. Those were the 2 metadata pieces. So now I need to actually upload the memory blob. Okay. After we do this read to end here, we do need to reset the position of the memory stream. Next step, we've got to get the Azure Blob client. Configure it so we can upload the values that we need here. And do that without doxing myself. Good luck, Fritz. Azure Blob client upload with C#. Upload a blob with .NET. Don't mind if I do. How do we do this? Get a blob container client, path get file name container client, get blob client, upload async. Sounds great. How do I get one of those? Prerequisites. Yeah. Get started with Azure Blob Storage and .NET. Don't mind if I do. How do I get one of those? Set up my project. Sure. Add those. Fantastic. All right, I've got them. Now what? Add using statements to the top of my code file. Sure. Sounds like a winner to me. There they are. Right? We're still good at this point. Use AZ mask. Account key. storage shared key credential new blah 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 blah. Blob service client equals new blob service client. Blob URI shared key credential. No, I've got a connection string. There's a connection string over here. Sorry, friends. I don't trust the portal. Nope, I have the connection keys. And I have the URI. It needs an account name to go with it. Okay. Yeah, I have a connection string. There's a connection string. I just want to put... Just let me put the connection string. You're not going to let me define a connection string. There... How can you be that obtuse? For the purposes of right now, I'm going to put the account name and key in another file. And I'm going to do that. Like, I'm not even going to use app settings JSON. I'm just going to put them in another file. Yeah. Stand by. I'm just going to call this auth.cs. Public const string account name equals that value. Public const string key equals, and now I'll do the thing. I have to show the key to copy the key? Oh, that's just as bad. Okay. Should be able to show that on screen now. Nope, no I can't. Yeah. Didn't show anything on screen. Almost got there. Almost got there. That's where I'm going to be. No, I'm already there. This one. What? Why didn't it change scenes? Okay, that's showing me that I did change scenes. Something broken in OBS, man. Can you configure a secret in a project without Visual Studio? Yes. However, the amount of work that it would have to go through to do that for something that's throwaway code, don't care. This is a private application that only I use, don't care. Where was I? So down here, upload lesson. Right? So let's go back over here. So I need this. Okay. Now the account name is going to be auth.account name. Auth.key. Sure. Get rid of the string thing. What is that? No. Okay. So now I've got my blob service client. Okay. Right, that builds, doesn't it? No. Storage shared key credential cannot be found. Identity storage blob specialized. Yeah. So now what? Hey, Tobo Nautilus. Yeah. Enjoy the holiday weekend. Storage shared key. Oh. Azure storage shared key credential. See if we get that. Account name does not exist. Right. Do this the modern way. Thank you. Auth. Do a little string interpolation there. Built. Good. Next. So now I do have credentials. I do have a client. Right? Do I have a container client? No, I have a blob service client. How do I get a container client? Yeah. Service client. It's already there, but how do I get a container client? There we go. Create blob container async container name. Okay. Sure, that sounds good. So there's my container client equals that. And the container name is why don't you show me? C# in the cards. Okay, so now I've got my container client. Right, that builds. Good. So yeah, I'd like to upload async. No, I don't want the method. I want the directions. Upload block blob from a stream. Get blob client for that file name. Upload async file stream close. So we have to create a blob client. Somewhere between here and there is where I'm going to create that metadata. Blob client equals container client get blob client. Don't have a file name. Just checking. I don't typically get phone calls from family members at this time. Just double checking if I need to step away to take this. Okay. So I'm going to want that lesson number that's at the end of the URLs. Right? That number at the end. We could use another regex. That one's not too bad. Let's say lesson number pattern, right? And basically it's going to be a digit one or more times at the end. And I want to capture that. Right? String lesson number. Event grid getting 2 notifications. So let's do this, and we'll say regex matches as string. This big, no, location. And lesson number pattern. First or default. Groups 1 value. Let's see what we got there. Yee. Parenthesis expected on 58. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Just comment that out for right now. $42, no argument given. Right. I think we got this. There we go. Ooh. Yep, found the one. Specified container already exists. This is good. Okay. So I did get the correct lesson number. Fine. Right, create blob container async. I don't want to create the blob container. I want to get it. Create the root container. No, I want to get it. It puts a try catch around that thing. I don't want to do a try catch. Just give me the container. Not even list them. Just get it. Go get it. I want one. Get blob container client. That one. I don't even need to async that, John. Get container client. I don't have a project listed today, sorry. Does not contain get container client. Sure it does. It says it right there. Get blob container client. Oh, it's get blob container client. Tomorrow we're going to be playing Overwatch in the morning here. That worked. And I think our friend Junie Von Esch is going to join us in game. I've been having some fun. The two of us have been running some Overwatch in the evening. Okay, get blob container client. So I have that. Okay. Get blob client for the file name. Okay. So this one, right? So what's the file name? Well, the file name's going to be, hey, you. Lesson number dot HTML. Do I have to give it some sort of, no. Okay. I want to set some metadata. With configuration options, transfer validation, upload with index tags. I want metadata. Manage blob properties and metadata. Yeah. Set and retrieve properties. Don't mind if I do. I'd love to set some properties. Excuse me. Blob headers, don't care. Set and retrieve metadata. Yes. Metadata is a dictionary of type string. On the blob client, set metadata async. Look at that. Okay. New dictionary, string. Love it. Meta, add. And what were the elements that we named here? Oh, it's like we planned this. Right, and that's going to be the title. C# URL. So I'm kind of namespacing it, you know. Source URL. There we go. Cool. And then it was blob client dot set metadata async. We should probably await that. Yeah. Now we've got to upload. Right? Yeah, upload. Yeah. Hmm. Did I move to Linux permanently? Nope. It's not even trying it out. Every March is minimal March. We do .NET coding at the command line, minimal tools. So I'm using Linux just to get it to show you don't need Visual Studio code. You can run and be effective. So we'll be back at full Visual Studio in April. Where was I? Await blob client, upload async. Okay, so await blob client, upload async, lesson HTML. What's the true there? What's the true? Yeah. What's the? Oh, it's overwrite. Yeah, true. Overwrite that, John. Okay. That's it. That's all. It's almost too easy. Let's see what we get. No. Set metadata async on 61. Blob does not exist. So we probably have to upload the data first, right? What do we got? Okay. I told it to break after 1. Right? There it is up there. Break. Go load them up. There we go. So now if we take a look at 1.html, it's got its title, it's got its URL. 11? Yep. So if we go back to the indexer, yep. In progress. Found 11 documents, succeeded. Let's go back to the indexes. Hey there, President Not Sure.
President Not Zuon just resubscribed for 18 months. Let's go.
Let's go. How you doing there, President Not Sure? Thank you so much. And I'll make another donation to the American Cancer Society. Operators and functions for fun and profit. Text and strings, making decisions with if and switch. That didn't look too bad. Not too bad. And it prioritized pulling it out of the title, too. And does it show me the performance of that search? No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. But the total index size there is 28K. Like, you have it on good authority, President Not Sure is the smartest person alive? Wait till they get a load of me. Cool. That actually worked nicely. So my uploader works, right? And the total time it took to upload, it's not even showing me a runtime. Like, right? We could put a load time in here. Don't need that. Don't need that. New system diagnostics stopwatch. Start new. Console right line completed. Uploading documents in. I ZZ. So what? 2.27 seconds. Nice. Feature search index. Added indexer console application. Cool. We've got that. Bigger's better? Nope. I've only got 11 documents, and even then, we can find a point where, right, we can say, don't parse and reload those documents. Next step. So we've got an indexer that puts contents up there. Now we need to be able to search. Okay. So let's go over to the web page, the website. No. We're going to need to add some features here. Full text query. How do we do that? Azure SDKs. .NET how to. Sure. .NET how to. Right? Hey, Barkside. Hello. Like, you're going to make me go find how this thing works. Create search index client from configuration. Okay. Search service endpoint, search service admin, API key, index client. Okay. That seems easy. Create search client for queries. That's the one I want. Create search client for queries. Run queries. All right. So I feel like I need a search repository object that'll do this. Right? And what's the package that I need for this? No. Like, why don't you tell me which one I need? Azure Search Documents. Really? Whatever. .NET add package. No. No. Why did it copy all that? Yeah, I know. I wanted that. .NET add package. There we go. Look at all this junk that comes along. Anyways. It's been crazy. Minimal editor tooling, terminals, and CLI. Yeah. Some folks have a lot of fun with it. It's not my cup of tea. Okay, so let's create... let's go into data. Let's call this search repository CS. So instead of adding it onto my post repository that just loads and returns the posts from the CSV that I have, I'm hitting the search index here, so we're searching, right? Namespace, C# in the cards web data. Did I get that right? .web.data. Public class, search repository, that's primary constructors for the win, right? So we need some of these methods that are over here. Create search client for queries. Sure, don't mind if I do. Right? Bang. Hideous. Hideous. Right? Like, really? Back everything up. Even then? What the heck was that? No. Give me a var in front of that. Yeah, search client. Yeah. Something like that. Why does it think... Is there something... The end of this one? The end of that one? It's over there. That should work. You love primary constructors on records, classes? Feels hacky? Like you're mixing fields and properties up. Well, it's generating fields for you automatically, right? Private fields for you. So, right, it created that configuration for me. So I actually don't need that because configuration is just out there because I created the primary constructor. So I've got a search client now. So if I'm going to create a method for doing the search, right? If how to example. What? Yeah, where's that thing? Right? No, can't find it. One second here. My daughter has a dentist appointment, wants me to take her, but she's capable of driving herself. So we need search options and search results. But search results are of a type. So what do my results look like? Let's start writing a method and see what happens. That's not how you spell public. And I'm actually almost at the end of my time here. I don't know what my results are going to look like. I mean, maybe I create a record here. Public record, search results. String URL, string title. Hey there.
Follow underscore the underscore white underscore rabbit just resubscribed for 20 months.
Thank you so much. 20 months with us. Follow the White Rabbit. Really appreciate it. And I'll make another donation to the American Cancer Society. Thank you so much. Double score, decimal. Decimal. I don't need full precision. No, actually, that's... Oh. Pardon me. All right, let's get back into this. I think we're almost there at getting this thing delivered. So I've got a search result object that I'm going to return. So I'm going to return a public async task of IEnumerable search result. Man, you love the double generic. Search for text, string, search term. Right? That should build properly. Right, I haven't finished building that out yet. Okay. Let's go into here. We're going to work in this folder. So search client it doesn't know about yet. We need some using statements. Oh, dear Lord. I don't know. I guess that looks correct, right? And it's not going to build, because I'm not returning anything here yet. Return enumerable empty search result. So that should build. No, it's not the Dell Precision. That's another machine. This is a custom-built machine that I'm working on. Actually, no. This is my Kubuntu Focus that I'm working on. That machine. What do we got? Cannot use primary constructor parameter in this context. What? Oh, because it's static. Fine. Get rid of the static. Cool. All right. Next step. Let's actually do the search. Do I like Vim for C#? No, I don't. I appreciate that folks do like it. I know that you can get Copilot for it. I know you can get syntax completion. It doesn't feel like... I tried installing and getting syntax completion working. It's not a great experience. I'd rather be in Visual Studio Code. So I get the syntax highlighting at least. And even then, it's spotty at best. But I understand that's what folks like about Vim. Like, okay. So where was I? So, not, where was it? Yeah, go find run queries. Run queries. So we need search options, select add hotel name. And then it's search some type. And this. I don't like that there's literally no documentation on this, and it's just, here's an example. Like, that's awful. Azure AI search with C#. No. C# SDK. Great. I'd love to learn how to use it. Tell me. Create search client for queries. This is exactly the... So... I'm not creating the index client. I'm not deleting the index. I'm not creating the index. I want to search. So those are the fields. You can use the base search field class, or you can use derivative helper models that serve as templates. Ugh. So return search client, execution, and it's returning that type we defined. So I need to define that type. So does NeoVim have better syntax highlighting and code completion? One of the top runners in Advent of Code was running Vim in Python. Yeah, it can be effective, but Python's a dynamic language. If you write code using the wrong case, see, I would argue it's even more dangerous to use Vim with Python. Because if you write code with the wrong case or the wrong spelling of a method or property name, you're dead. You just ran something that doesn't exist. And you won't know until you're done executing your code. Like, versus I get, right, statically typed language like C#. I get it stopping me immediately. So, no, okay. Yeah, I've got about 5 minutes. So here's what I'm going to do. I need to basically generate whatever this type is here, and it feels like I can probably generate that based on the queries coming back of this, right? Content equals operator. Right? Content, title, URL. Actually, it gives me the whole content. I don't want the content returned. I would love to omit the content. All of their variables were A1, A2, A3. Dear Lord, that makes for some ugly, unreadable code. We can do some code generation off of this so we can read and work with it. Let me do that next time. Let me wrap things up here, because I do have a meeting coming up that I need to get to. And we'll do something with that. What the heck? Who's pinging me over here? No, whatever. Yeah, so let me wrap this up. Go to the Mario music, darn it. So I feel good with where this is, where it's going. Just needs a little bit of tweaking, and we're going to be in good shape. So let's add those new files. Started work on the search feature. Sure. Push that up. Track it. Fantastic. And now, so this source code isn't open source. It's not available, but we're building the search index service and feature that C# and the cards will use. So based on what we've built today, I have a console application that after the application is deployed, I can just run that console application and it will update my collection of my collection of documents that are in the index out there on Azure. This is cool because, right, as I'm going through and doing doing work here in the future, I can hook that indexer console app up to a GitHub action. So after the deployment completes, here's another action that will just run the indexer and update all of the HTML in that storage location, and we can set up Azure Search Index to receive and load that new content. Cool. Really cool. I'm happy with that. Just gotta work through now putting the content on screen. Let me see who else is streaming on the big Twitch TV network. I know we're broadcasting on YouTube and Twitch, but we're going to get our folks that are on Twitch connected with somebody else to watch. And I think I'm going to send you to... You know what? Let's head over to... is this Burke on the Visual Studio channel? Talking about Visual Studio Code? And GitHub Copilot chat?
Yeah, it's not bad at XML. It's a very structured format.
And you're not letting me mute this. Thank you, Twitch. There we go. Yeah, let's get you connected with the folks on the Visual Studio channel. And learning about VS Code. So I will set up that raid to Visual Studio. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. Always a blast hanging with you. I'll be back tomorrow. C# Dev Kit, it's free enough. If you have a community Visual Studio license, you can use Visual C# Dev Kit. Otherwise, if you're a business, we ask that you pay for it. So, thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. I'll be back tomorrow. We're going to be having fun on Friday mornings. We're going to be playing some Overwatch with our friend Junie Von Esch. Maybe we'll bring in some other folks from chat to play as well. Yeah. Have a fantastic weekend. I know it's a holiday weekend for a lot of folks in Europe. Wherever you might be, have a good weekend. I will see you next time. All right? Take care.